In episode 12.5 of Unshuffled, we listen to the fifth studio album from All Them Witches. It's called ATW. Let's have a listen. Welcome, listeners. Welcome to Unshuffled once again. Welcome back to all our regulars and any new listeners. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you with us. I'm your host, Matt, and joining me, as he always does, my man in Japan who's going to tell us the album we're listening to today, Mr. Scotty D. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Matt. We are doing the fifth outing from All Them Witches. This one's just called ATW. It was released September 28th of 2018, produced by Ben McLeod. They're on New West label, and this one was recorded in Los Angeles. The last one, if you remember, I think was in Nashville, right?
Yeah, with your mate.
And with
Mr.
Cobb. With Mr. Cobb. This one now is they've moved the party to LA. The lineup is we've still got Charles Michael Parks on vocals bass. We've still got Ben McLeod on guitar. Wait a minute. I'm just having a moment of when I was saying the produced by Ben McLeod, I was like, wait, I know that producer. It's the guitar player. Robbie Stebler on drums, and then Jonathan Draper on the Fender Rhodes.
Yep.
So replacing Alan Van Cleve, I believe.
Well, it's just let's get this right. Mixed by Rob Schnapf in Los Angeles. Recorded, engineered by Grant Husselman in Kingston Springs, Tennessee. I'm not sure that it was recorded in LA.
All right, then.
I don't know where Kingston Springs is.
My sources are wrong. Is Ben McLeod the producer?
Yeah, big fat produced by Ben McLeod on this one, which I think is the first time he's done that.
Yeah. All right, so it sounds like it was recorded in Nashville.
Is Kingston Springs in Nashville, is it?
I don't know. Didn't you say that? Oh, you said Tennessee.
Tennessee.
All right. My people are getting fired. Somebody.
Your researchers.
Somebody gave me the wrong information on this. Heads are going to roll.
Give him a break, man. It's your intern.
All right. Well, anyway, so it was recorded close to home again then.
Yep. Artwork, layout, design, as usual, by Robbie Stabler. Fairly restrained on this one.
Yeah, it is.
Just a
I like it,
beige album cover with a kind of stylized skull.
This is the first I had ever heard of the band, was this album.
Right.
And that album cover was my sort of just my introduction to All Them Witches.
Right.
Is that one.
Oh, that's a cool cover. Very Halloween-y.
Which is fitting. If we
Some
get
nice...
this out the next week.
We'll see. Some nice band photos inside. Nice and subtle artwork. A little bit of watercolor work. Some splashes on the back there. I'm holding it up for you.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, handwritten type inside. No lyrics booklet in this one.
Oh.
Nice package, though. It's got a little sleeve that comes out with the CD. I don't know what the album's like, but little sleeve with a picture inside.
All Them Witches on vinyl is not easy to find in Japan. I've been looking.
Yeah. Anyway, nice little package, and I think it's still worth buying the CDs. I like to do it for the good stuff. All Them Witches is in that category. Yeah. Now, listeners, as usual, just a couple of things. Firstly, if you haven't listened to the album, listeners, you should. This is well worth it. Go back and listen to their old. If you haven't yet, go back and listen to their first 4 albums as well. This is their 5th one, and listen to this one in full, please, before you listen to our discussion about it. It's just going to give you a bit more context, and that way it'll feel more like a conversation that you can be involved with as we move through these. As usual, we've got 4 categories of song that we're going to discuss. We're going to talk about the opener. We're going to identify our favorite track, The Killer. We're going to try and find a grower. And every now and then we find a filler on an album. But all them witches, it's not been easy. They're pretty tight, these albums. And I don't know about you, Scotty, but I don't know if I'm going to have a filler on this one. So we might just skip that for this album.
Yeah, I don't have a filler. I'm happy to skip that.
This is a no filler band. They just release 8 good songs on every album. So, all right, we can skip the filler. We'll just talk about our opener, killer, and grower before some general thoughts and a couple other things to discuss towards the end. But let's start with the opener, shall we?
Let's do it.
You want to take it away?
Sure. The title of this one is interesting, sort of cryptic, off kilter, invites curiosity. I assume 86 onions means no onions, right? In fact, there's a lyric in the song where he says no onions, but I have no idea what fish belly is referring to. But anyway,
he talks about fish belly as well. Fish belly is, he says fish belly white, out all night. So I think fish belly is the color you turn after you've had too many whiskeys to celebrate your birthday. You're looking a little fish belly white today, Scott.
Feel a little fish belly white. Listener, if anybody cares, this is being recorded right the day after my birthday. So yeah, the first opening track, Fish Belly, 86 Onion, jumps straight in, as opposed to, I feel like they've been known for kind of a gradual build-up. This one just dives right into it. The track is, it's definitely a different vibe than what we're used to from this band. And it's actually, I would say it's even a different vibe from what follows on the album. It's just kind of a jammy opener with some cool keyboards driving the rhythm. I like the song. I know that everything I've read, not everything, but a lot that I've read about the band, a lot of people are saying that this is the best song on the album. And I'm withholding that. I don't think it is. I think it's a cool song. It's a cool song. It's a different song. I bet it's awesome live. I'm not sure if they played it, if your mate saw him play it, but I bet it's a cool song to see live as well.
Normally I do read a few reviews in the lead up to recording these. I haven't read any reviews on this for this one. I wouldn't have picked this as a standout. And I mean, one of the things we've remarked upon on previous albums is their ability to choose a song that really sets the tone for the album ahead. And I don't feel like this one sets the tone for this album. It's quite different to pretty much every other song on the album. I thought it was an interesting choice for the first song. It's a little bit, there's some similarities with a couple of songs they've done before, but I just wouldn't have picked it as the first song on the album. It's got that call and response style, and there's some overdriven vocals and guitar, which we heard a little bit on the last album as well. It almost feels live, or it's got that sort of garagey live feel. One thing that worried me when I heard it was the counting, because I know you've said maybe way back when you said you don't like counting in songs, and he goes crazy with the count. He counts to 20.
He does.
I didn't think you would be into that at all.
I don't know why.
Was it counting? It was also spelling as well. You know, like spelling.
It was math. It was like, I don't know, 2 and 2 baby equals me and you, or whatever. Like whenever there's like math in a song, I'm not into it.
Yeah. Some interesting time signatures. The highlight to me on this one is the organ, that sort of shimmering quality. It's almost as if it's played backwards or something, which I think they do again later, or looped, or I don't know. They do something strange with the organ, which gives it a kind of weird but cool sound, a shimmery kind of effect. Very sort of syncopated rhythm to it. One of the things that's been interesting with this band is trying to pick influences as we go. And I
Hmm.
thought maybe with that, especially with the organ, maybe Doors, maybe it's a little Doorsy,
Doll.
which I haven't really noticed much. I mean, I know they've got organ, but I've never thought Doors yet. So yeah, I thought maybe it was Doorsy. But for me, the thing with this as an opening track was I just didn't feel like it. I felt like it was very different to everything else on the album, and still enjoyable, but just quite not what I expected. And then it kind of goes and comes and goes, and nothing else is really like it.
Dawes, huh? I'm
Yeah,
I don't I don't know that I know Dawes. I know Dawes, but I don't like I've
Doors,
heard of them.
Doors,
Oh, the
the Doors.
Doors. Jesus.
It's my Australian accent. We don't say
We
the
need
R's. You should be.
we
We need a
need
translator. Google
we need
Translate.
subtitles on
Doors,
this damn thing. Sorry.
the Doors.
All right. Got it. Got it. Got it. Now I'm with you. Now I'm back on board.
You've heard of the Doors?
I've heard of yes.
Oh
Jesus.
man, Jesus.
All right. I'm with
I've,
you on now.
speaking like, by the way, my kids recently have started an American school here in Lisbon, and some of the things, man, they're turning into little American kids. They call
Because they pronounce their damn R's.
yes, they pronounce their R's, which I'm not happy about. They're calling my daughter started calling it fall instead of autumn.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry,
God.
sorry about that.
Oh, and Halloween is they're going crazy for Halloween at the moment. But anyway, that's another story. Uh, the Doors. Did you notice any doors in this?
No, I didn't. I now that you've mentioned it, I yes, I can see where you got that. It did not. I've got like we'll go through and talk about
We'll
influences, and
talk
I've got a
influences
few,
later.
but yeah, the Doors did not. But now that you say it, I'm like, okay, I see that. I
Okay.
see that.
All right. All right. Killer was a tough choice. Killer was tough. And there are a few candidates. So I'm interested to hear what you chose.
Agreed. It was tough, but I think I've landed on Workhorse.
Ah.
Um, it has that kind of cool swampy blues feel to it. I love the way that the acoustic guitar sort of like the Fender Rhodes is in there doing the melody, and the acoustic guitar is almost doing instead of it's doing more percussive. Like I love the way the two work together. There's just those sort of random guitar swells and riffs that kind of come in and out. There's the chorus when the chorus kicks in, and there's the syncopated rhythm of the drumming in the chorus, and then in the verse, the drummer kind of hangs back and is sort of tapping on the snare, which I just
Mm,
it's the percussive. There's this whole cool percussive vibe to this song
mm,
that the acoustic guitar and the drums are really kind of laying down at about the 3.5 minute mark. There's a key change, and it goes from like the psychedelic vibe to this Black Sabbath chugging riff, and then there's these samples and loops happening at the end. I saw somewhere again when I was reading the reviews, and I should probably give credit, but I don't know where the credit's from. Somebody described this song as striking a balance of tunefulness and muscular energy, and I was like, yeah, yes, yes, that's what it's doing.
yeah,
So I'm
it's a
gonna
good
go
one.
with Workhorse.
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, it's nice because that opening is like, oh, what are they doing on this album? And then Workhorse is much more, okay, this is where the last album was headed. So it kind of like almost a relief. And yeah, you mentioned the stick work on the side of the snare there, which I really love. One danger with this band for me personally is that the vocals are I've got a very limited vocal range. but somehow this singer is somehow right within my limited range. So I actually feel like I can sing some of this stuff. So I find myself singing along quite a lot. Thankfully, usually by myself, but really nice to sing along to, and some really nice lyrics. They've always been good lyricists. So just a couple of things I wrote down: one lonely cigarette, high time for mischief once again. Just a really nice turn of phrase. And the guitar solo work towards the end is also really nice, understated but lovely. So yeah, I just thought this was nice to hear after that jarring but still great first song. I just thought, oh yeah, this is we're back we're back where we were headed. We're sort of this is the natural progression that I was looking for from the previous album.
So,
Yeah.
sometimes when I go to a concert, I find myself thinking, it depends on the band, not all bands, but some bands, I'm like, man, if the bass player goes down, I got this. Right. And somehow somebody needs to let somebody know bass player goes down, I'm ready to step up. And it sounds like if you go to an All Them Witches show and Charles Michael Parks Jr. goes down, you got him.
Yeah, well, for a few songs anyway. But that happened at a gig I went to, like a big band. Who was it? Slayer? I think Tom Araya. Slayer played in Melbourne and Tom Araya had lost his voice. And a guy from the crowd just volunteered and said, yeah, I think I can do it. And he sang.
That's
And it was
awesome. It's
great.
like that's awesome. It's all of our dream, isn't it?
It is.
Kinda, although I don't think I would really raise my hand if they're like, "We need a bass player." I'd probably sit on my hands.
You could do it. You could do it. The bass is great on this, by the way,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it is.
I'm sure we'll get to that in the Band Brownlow later on. I had a few options for Killer. That wasn't one. I'd really like that song, but it wasn't on my list. Diamond was the most obvious one. And if we don't speak about Diamond,
It's my next one.
yeah, I think we probably need to talk about it at some point because it is the most recognizable song off the album. It's the one that they play at almost every gig still. I think it's probably their most played song, and it's great. And it's the one that, if it comes on in the car, everyone in my family's like, oh, yeah, this is a good song. Having said that, I think my killer is actually the second last one, which is HGTC, because it's so restrained. And it's another one that I find myself singing a lot. As I grew up, I filled my cup. It's got this really ominous intro, and then it just stops and gives way, and all you're left with is just this pulsing sound. Boom, boom, boom. And that kind of forms the heartbeat of the whole song for the rest of it. And from that, it just builds up gradually as they introduce more and more instruments and the percussion. It's got this really nice sort of heavy climax, and then it gives way again back to that simple pulse. So it's got this nice theme that holds it all together, just that pulsing sound. And it's just so restrained and really well crafted. So that's my killer. The only question I had with that song was, what does HJTC stand for? I know there's Hi John in the lyrics, so I'm guessing that's the HJ.
There's a African American folk legend about High John the Conqueror, and I think
Ah,
I think that's it.
okay.
But there's also yeah, there's some voodoo. I don't know enough about it. I can't really speak to
Okay, because he says, Hi John takes me right to the open gate. So
it.
that maybe that's related to that myth or that
Yeah,
story.
I don't know. There's some voodoo thing, but I don't know enough about it.
Okay. Well, listeners, let us know if you know what the hell they're talking about there. But yeah, great song, great song. So that's my killer. Very restrained. If I had to raise a question with this song and a lot of the songs in the album, it's the ending. I'm not sure they know how to end a song. So there's a few songs on this where I think, wait, what? That's the ending, or hang on, why don't you do something else now? Or like, I don't know. There's a few songs that kind of drift off, or they don't quite know how to end some of the songs. But so that would be my one query on what is otherwise clearly a great song and my killer. So that's it's a great song.
My standout moment, I'm actually going to talk about the ending of a song, but I won't jump that. So I'll go
Okay,
to Grower.
yeah, go to
Uh,
grower.
yeah, my Grower is Diamond. Um,
Ah,
it's just
that's
got kind
interesting
of
because I thought that would have just jumped out as the killer straight away. I didn't imagine that growing on you.
it didn't. It was one that the more I would listen to the album, where I was just like, oh, all right, okay, and I think that it it should have been obvious, especially because that one, going back to influences, that one has, I can't figure out if it's like a Queens of the Stone Age or if it's just a Mark Lanigan, but there's I'm getting like a Mark Lanigan Queens of the Stone Age. There was like this Canadian band called, I didn't write it down. I could see the album cover and it's gone.
Show
Um,
notes, show notes. It'll come
Show
to you.
notes. Okay, okay. Anyway, the song has sort of a quiet rhythmic introduction. It's got that palm muted riff kind of driving the rhythm. There's, it's not like if the other one, when we were talking about the fish belly, there's sort of just that energy that's driving the whole song. This one doesn't. This one, there's nuance to it. There's the melody that sort of you know what it is? Here it is. Sorry, I'm failing words right now. The there is, I didn't write this down very well.
Mm,
There's nuance to this song. There are layers to the song, and I think the more you hear it, the more I hear it. The more I hear sort of laying underneath with the swells and the drum patterns and the way that the pace stays slow, but other things kind of pick up and move around it. And I think I didn't pick up on those until I had heard it more
mm.
times. I don't know what the hell's happening with me in English right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, especially with some of those ambient effects that I think are backward keys again. Um,
Mm,
just some lovely sounds. And I think my favorite thing that all them witches do, and it's in this song, and it was part of the killer on my previous album, is just when they just strum a note on the guitar and just let it ring out, like just
yeah.
one note. And they do it on this album with great effect. It's such an effective thing to do. Is just like here's a note, bring, and just let it sing. Another. What about the finish of this? It just sort
I
of
don't have
peters
anything.
out.
This one I can't speak to the ending.
Uh,
The next one I can speak
uh,
to the ending.
uh, or Harvest Feast. Well,
Yeah,
we can talk about
harvest.
Harvest Feast because that's my grower.
Oh,
It's
okay.
there. It's the obligatory 10-minute blues song, which I think they have one on every album. They certainly had internet on the last one, and we're always a little wary going into a 10-minute song. We've discussed that before, but this is. I mean, it's a straight up blues song for the first half, and I like the blue. I like blues. Blues is good. It's something about being uninvited from the harvest feast, which sucks. In fact, well, it's a crying shame. In fact, and that bit's I do like the just straight up blues, but the second half of this song is what grew on me. The It's just the coolest, chillest 5-6 minute jam that you. It's just this sort of tripped out psychedelic jam, and the bass player really steps up in the second half of this song and just plays these lovely little runs, and um, it's all just so peaceful and relaxing. You can just kind of drift away. I remember driving. I was driving with my wife, and we were listening to this song. And after a few minutes, like this is still the same song. Like they're still playing the song. It's just kind of jamming out. Something that it's got this calming effect. I don't know. It's like wind chimes on an autumn day, not fall but autumn. Um, I don't know. It just kind of creeps up on you, and you just realize your mind's been taken somewhere else as you listen to this song, which is a really nice thing to say about music, and it's one of the nice things that music does. It can just sort of lift you up and take you somewhere else, and this song does that really well. So yeah, I just think this is lovely, this song, and the second half of this, I I could just listen to it on repeat all night. You know, put on my headphones and just drift off. It's beautiful. So that's my grower.
So that was my standout moment, actually, and all the buzzwords you used are the words that I wrote down as well. It was the moment, the psychedelic jam that happens at about the 5.5 minute moment in Harvest Fest. It it goes from bluesy to dreamy. It goes into this sort of like dreamy psychedelic Jerry Garcia Grateful Dead style. Like I'm
Yeah,
listening to it and I just want to start twirling.
yeah,
um it and then that whole thing builds up, and then and this is where I was talking about where I can talk to the ending, but I don't know that it maybe it is another where they didn't know how to end it, because then it just washes away, right
mm,
at about 9 minutes. It's a 10-minute 45-second song. At about 9 minutes, all of that just sort of washes away and just kind of goes into this dream-like ending.
mm,
The way that the beginning and the end, I love how you're just taken on this completely different journey, but you're still in the confines of the same song.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, they're the kind of two major sides of the band, right? The bluesy side and this sort of psychedelic side. I feel this song merges those two really nicely. It's lovely. So that's your standout moment. So we do have a couple more categories. We have some categories listed. There's no filler on this,
No.
um, as we mentioned, but we do have some categories. Standout moment is one. So that's yours.
Yes.
My standout moment is in track 3. It's called First versus Second. So you've gone for the nice, chilled out, psychedelic standout moment. Mine is the heaviest part of the album, the last minute or two of First versus Second, which is an interesting song in itself. It kind of rocks out, kind of like the first song in a way, that sort of overdriven guitar. But the last minute or two is just this chugging. It's like almost metal, about as heavy metal as they've been on any of their albums. And I'm here for it. I really like it. Just a kind of repetitive, like a one note helmety almost sort of riff, which I really like. And then it ends with the kind of beeping sound, almost like life support or something. I don't know what it is, but some nice little beeping sound at the end. So the end of First versus Second, the heaviness of it, the heaviest moment on the album was my standout moment. What other categories do we have? Do I need to look these up?
We have what were they thinking, but I don't have
What
anything
were
for
they thinking?
that.
What were they thinking? I think I've got something. I've got my what were they thinking is what were they thinking opening with Fish Belly 86 Onions as track
Fair.
one.
All right.
Um, I really like the song, and it would have. I think it would have felt fit in quite nicely as to break up. You know, maybe around tracks after Diamond or something, just to break up
Hmm.
something between Diamond and Harvest Feast, maybe, or I don't know. Just doesn't seem like the right choice for opener to me. But as much as I
Would
like the song,
would you have started with Workhorse?
yeah, I think it would have.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So that was a slightly strange choice for me, but
Yeah.
sounds like the people on the internet seem to think it was a good choice. I don't
They,
know.
they agreed with him, yeah. And it
Yeah,
had to end with Rob's Dream. I think Rob's Dream is the perfect ending
yeah, I like Rob Stream
to the
as
album.
a finish. They're good at generally been good at choosing bookends, first
Yeah.
songs and last songs. I just don't think they quite got the first song choice on this album. As good a song as it is, but anyway, it's not what I would have
Yeah.
picked.
No, I
But
didn't have a what were they thinking, but I like yours. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
okay,
I'm gonna echo yours.
okay. What else we got? Standout lyrics,
Nope. Notable lyrics.
notable lyrics. There's a lot. I mean, they write great lyrics. This band. I've written a few.
Same.
Uh, I've written. I sort of as I make my notes, I just any time a lyric jumps out, I make a note of it.
So
I've
I
got a
have them from
few.
3 songs. I'm just gonna share all three.
Mm,
So the first one is from Half Tongue, and it says, "I'm the brightest star of them all, outshining glorious hell. Who will wear the crown when you rule over yourself?" I don't know
okay.
what that means, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the repetition in Rob's dream of shadow in the dark, only ghosts calling.
Right.
And I don't know if it's the lyric or the way they sing it, but because as I say it, it doesn't sound as great as when they sing it. Like there's the emphasis on the way that they sing it.
Of
And then
course.
there's from Workhorse where it says, I moved alone down here, love the storm that I've known, though it's changed since I was just a boy." And I think the reason I like that lyric is because it sets up the story of that song.
Yeah, I mentioned a couple in Workhorse before. High Time for Mischief, One Only Cigarette. I think Fishbelly White is probably the one that's going to stick out with me because I
Hmm.
just think it's such a great description of the way people look after they've been up all night. So Fishbelly White is my choice there, but there were plenty of others from these guys. Great lyricists. I assume it's the singer that writes them, but does a good job. Very poetic. We've mentioned that Southern Gothic vibe that the lyrics help provide before. Some Cormac McCarthy esque
Hmm.
vibes coming through there in the lyrics. Great lyricists and very much uh, very poetic, very literary. I'm sure you'd agree.
Absolutely. All right, so this leads us to the band Brownlow, where we give our 3 vote to the man of the match, our 2 vote to the other guy, and then our 1 vote to the other guy. When we've got a band of 4, somebody needs to be left out, and
Yep. And
no
it's
offense to
never the
that
bass
person.
player.
It's never not in this world. So but I'm going to shock you. My 3 vote, my man of the match for this one is going to go to Ben McLeod. And
Mm.
I'm doing this is where I'm going to give him the production. Well done. I applaud him for that. And I love the guitar in this album. I really do. I love
Mm.
the guitars in this album. And what I was torn is, do I love the guitars more than I love the Fender Rhodes? And I guess I do, because unfortunately Jonathan Draper's not. He's my 4-man out. Um, but anyway, my number 2 goes to Robbie Stebler because I love the drumming on this album, and then my 1 vote will go to is it Charles Michael? What's the CM? I wrote CM Parks Jr.
Charles Michael
Charles
Parks
Michael.
Jr.
Yep, he gets my 1 vote.
Mm. I'm sneaking the new guy in, Jonathan Draper. I'm sneaking him in for 1 vote.
All right.
Um, always like the keyboards with the old guy, Van Cleve. Some subtle differences in the way it's used on this album, including some different effects um, on the organ sounds, and some of the really nice moments we've mentioned have are enhanced by those effects. We talked about it in Diamond, for example. My second best on ground, my 2 votes goes to Mr. McLeod, Ben to his friends. Love his guitar, very restrained. I feel like it's a very they're a very it's a very mature performance from all the band members. They're really pulling back and just giving us the things they need, which I think is a sign of a great band. And my 3 goes to Mr. Parks, Charles Michael Jr. Vocals, bass, and I really like the bass on some of throughout the album, but I mean, some of my real highlights, like we spoke about the second half of Harvest Feast. I love it when he steps up and starts noodling about on the bass there. There's some really bass driven songs, and his vocals, I love his vocals, and one of few vocalists that I think I can sing along to. Not quite as well, but I love the fact that he's singing in a range that I can access. Um, and there's a lot of times where it's just him, or it's almost a cappella, So, and that takes a lot of courage and to just, and these are all live songs. He's standing up in front of thousands of people, and it's just his voice ringing out over the crowd with these songs. You know, a song like Diamond or HJTC. So yeah, love his vocals, and the fact that he's doing some cool bass stuff as well puts him over the edge for my 3 votes. So I don't know how they're placed. Obviously, the new guy's not going to be high up on the list, but you're keeping track of all that. We'll share that with your listeners at some point. But
I got it. I got it all.
Okay. I should
But
never have doubted you.
no, but we talk about it after the next album.
Yeah. Well,
So.
assuming that's their last, but well, we'll see. It's their last that we know of at this stage, but there might be another one not too far away. Okay, so that kind of wraps things up. Any overall thoughts on the album? Is it their best album so far?
Not for me. Is it for you?
No, I think the previous one. It's probably the first time that I've thought that it's not better than the one before.
Yeah, I really like Sleeping Through the War.
Yeah, I think Sleeping Through the War is probably the one. I mean, even you see on their live set list, and a good mate of mine, Andy, went and saw them in Vienna 2 nights ago now, and I was looking at the set list for that. I think Diamond was the only one they played off this album. Having said that, I mean, this is a fantastic album, so no complaints about it. But yeah, probably not quite their best, but there's the really good songs on this: Diamond, HJTC, and Harvest Feast. I think are as good as anything on any of their albums, and no doubt they'll continue to evolve and try new things on the next album, which is called something.
Nothing as the Ideal.
Nothing is the Ideal, which is the last album they've recorded to date. Although Andy, again, hi Andy, was at a gig where I think they played a song which is going to be off the their upcoming release. So I would expect a new album any day now, really. So we might even be able to finish with Nothing Is the Ideal and then go straight into their brand new album before we find someone else to listen to. But I'm happy to listen to this band forever. They can just keep putting albums out, and I really like them. They're a great band. So we've been listening to them for a while now. It's been close to a year. Maybe more actually, but that's fine. We're not in any hurry to get through them. They're really good.
I looking at just because I was curious when I looked up the name of the title, I'm looking at the credits, and Jonathan Draper, they don't have a keyboard Fender Rhodes player on the next album.
No,
they're down to a 3-piece.
Oh.
And it's each member of it's got Robbie Stebler playing synthesizer, and then Ben McLeod and Michael Parks Jr. playing piano.
Okay, so there's still some keys.
And then Ben McLeod is not. Mikey Allred's producing this one.
How do I know that name?
Because we've dealt with him before, but I can't remember if he produced early All of Them Witches albums or if he produced other bands that we've done.
Can you Google him real quick?
Yeah, Mikey Allred.
Tap, tap, tap.
Sorry. Mikey Allred.
I know his name. Maybe he did an earlier album of theirs.
The one that keeps coming up is a comic book artist. Dark Art Audio.
Somehow I know that name.
He did. Yeah, he did Dying Surfer Meets His Maker.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Which was good.
Yeah. Yes. So he has done... So they've gone back to...
Was that the one they did up in some little cottage up in the mountains or something?
Oh, yeah. And so this one, it looks like it was recorded at Abbey Road.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. We'll see what we got.
Well, we've had so many influences. We've had Zeppelin, we've had Hendrix, we've had a little bit of Sabbath in their first album, especially. We've had the Doors.
Oh, hey, whoa, wait, hold up. Their engineer, their audio engineer is a guy with the last name of Dawes. So
There you go.
I don't know what to make of that, but Neil Dawes.
Okay.
Yep.
With a W or an R?
With a W.
Mm. The way it should be pronounced. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they get some Beatles influences. We'll see.
I'm curious. I have no idea what to expect from the next album. And one of the songs is The Children of Coyote Woman. So they're bringing Coyote Woman back.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see where they go, and let's see if there's a new album out anytime soon. Yeah, if you do get a chance to see them live, they are a fantastic live band. And they're touring at the moment, so who knows? They might be playing at a venue near you. I think they're going to the States. They're in Europe at the moment, and I think they're heading to the States. They were playing with Elder in Vienna, who might be one we could check out later on. I think a sort of progressive stoner rock band.
Yeah.
Who I don't know much about, but they're meant to be good too. Would have been. Andy said it was great. It was a good gig.
They don't seem to come to Japan.
Mm.
I'm looking. No, they don't come to Japan.
Nah. They should. They should.
Happening.
Europe and the States, pretty much.
I think it's really expensive to come to Japan. I think you've kind of already need to be established.
Well, the yen's so low.
Yeah.
Don't need to go on about that. All right. Well, that'll wrap us up on All Them Witches for now, and we'll go and have a listen to Nothing is the Ideal. It's very nihilistic song title or album title. Just quickly, any other news? Anything else to share, Scotty? No gigs, no shout outs.
I just saw the Foo Fighters.
Right.
And they brought it as always. They were breaking in their new drummer, kid from Nine Inch Nails. So they did a lot where they would just kind of Dave Grohl would like all of a sudden just give way and let this kid do a drum solo, and he'd kind of like walk around and inspect him while he was doing a drum solo. And
okay,
so that was fun. They were really good. I'm going to see Tool.
Really?
And yeah, in December they're coming.
Okay.
So looking forward to that.
Oh.
And then I just found out that this sort of like, I don't know how you like post rock. I don't know how to explain. There's this band I was really into back when I was in college called Tortoise. They're from Chicago. And I just found out they're coming to Japan.
Well, you gotta go.
While I was waiting to get on this call with you.
while I was hastily finalizing my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. It was worth it. Not a lot on my horizon in Lisbon. There's a band called Mephistopheles from Argentina. Stoner doom, but I don't know if I'll make it. We'll see. Might just we're getting a fireplace put in here in our house on Monday, so I think I'm going to do a lot of sitting by the fire, listening to music over the next few months.
You should call Metal Mayor Matt. That's what he does.
Yes, Metal Man Matt.
I bet he would, on your dime, fly out to Lisbon in a heartbeat.
I'm not sure he would. We're getting a log fire put in. I believe he deals in sort of more.
He does it
ducted heating. He does everything.
He does it all.
Shout out to Metal Matt. He contributed this great little thing to our last podcast, but we had troubles with the recording. I had to cut it out. It was some Ozzy Osbourne. He's top 6 Aussie tracks actually. So what I might do is just throw those. Thank you, Matt, for that. And I'm sorry it got lost on the cutting room floor. I might pop those into the show notes at least, and maybe put out a little playlist with his recommendations and ours that we recorded on the day. But we are sticklers for quality here at Unshuffled, and the quality of that recording just wasn't quite up to snuff.
I do think the part that got cut out of that was I told a little bit about how when I was visiting Metal Mayor Matt in Virginia and he and I went to the Guar Bar
Yes, you did. That-
and it was awesome. It was amazing. And if anybody's oh shoot, I don't remember what was it, Richmond? I think it was in Richmond. If you find yourself in Richmond, Virginia, the Guar Bar is
yeah.
it was great.
We'll relink in the show notes. Relink.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt, and we'd love to hear from you. Matt. You're our major email contributor, and anyone else who would like to email us. We'd love to hear from you what is it? Unshufflepod@gmail.com. Pretty simple. We've also got we got off Twitter because Elon was doing everyone's head in. So we're at we've got a little Blue Sky account that I check every now and then. If you want to check us there, just search for Unshuffled Pod. And there's a website, unshufflepod.com, which has all the past episodes right back to Atomic Bitchwax and some of the other bands we've covered. Some good ones along the way, including Gojira, Power Trip, a lot of good bands. LCD Sound System. Not sure that they're going to stick around in our memories too long. What was the other one we did? The Runaways. We've done a lot of bands. This is our 12th band now, and we're coming to the end of all them witches. Unfortunately, we're going to have to think about what's next. We did have a couple on the back burner. Tame Impala was one we'd mentioned.
Oh, that's right.
Let's reassess at the end of next episode or the one after if they happen to release a new album. We'll have a think about. I think I'm ready to have my face ripped off by just a full-on metal band, but
we did Cavalera Conspiracy. And,
they were good. They were good.
They were good. They were good. But did Soulfly just released a new album? And it's awesome.
Okay. What's it called?
But,
do you remember?
It just came out yesterday, I think. Hold on. I can get it. It's right here.
Yesterday.
I think so. I just heard it yesterday. Soulfly. Come on now. I don't know if it's pronounced Kama or Chama.
Okay. All right. Link in the show notes.
Yeah.
One last shout out to anyone with a substantial CD collection who has ever thought to themselves, I'm going to digitize my CD collection, which is what I decided to do about 4 months ago. And I'm up to M. And there's a lot of M bands. Oh, man, M has taken me forever. I'm about halfway through Metallica at the moment, and there's just so many more. Like the Melvins took so long. Megadeth. And then the worst part of digitizing your CD collection is every now and then you think, I had that CD, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And now I have to reacquire it.
Yeah.
And because I'm so OCD about my physical music collection.
Do you put them in order by release date?
I do it alphabetically and then by release date. But
release date.
Yeah, by CDs, because we've moved overseas so many times, they're in this big book thing, which I think most CD collectors would be horrified by. But I'm trying to I figure if I just digitize them once, store them as high quality as I can, then I don't have to keep accessing the CDs. Still nice to play them every now and then. But that's the idea. So I have recorded them in the past, but they're not at the highest sort of audio quality. So I'm going back now and reburning things, and man, it takes forever. So shout out to anyone that's done that. If you've had any experiences doing that, please email us, because I just want to hear someone else that's been through this. But it's nice to revisit and rediscover some bands along the way. And some, like, every now and then you think, hang on, like because I'm in M's, I've just done Megadeth. And obviously, there's all the classic Megadeths. But then some of the later Megadeth albums were still, like, they had a sort of brief return to form in sort of early 2000s. because Mustaine had this problem with his hand or his wrist or something.
Yeah.
He had some problem that it was almost like, oh no, Dave Mustaine's not going to be able to play again, and he was going through that sort of bitter phase where he, him and Metallica had this sort of bad vibes between them, and he just seemed like a sort of bitter man
Again.
who wasn't going to be able to play his guitar anymore. And it was kind of a sad story. And then he came out and they released this The System Has Failed, which was just such a great metal album, 2004. Um, so, yeah, I mean, that's just one example of why it's worth just flipping through your CDs or your records or whatever you have and just saying, hang on, is it time I gave that one a listen again? So shout out to anyone who's done that, and I'll let you know where I'm up to next time. Hopefully I'm past M at least.
Speaking of Megadeth, they have, I think, what's supposed to be their final album coming out in January. It's self-titled, which that's never a good sign. But it's self-titled. It's supposed to be their last one, and I'm hearing it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, they've had a few good albums. Like that was The System Has Failed, and they've had a couple of other ones. There was a Dystopia or something that was quite good. 13 was okay, but they've had some pretty good albums, and because it's Dave Mustaine and he's a bit of a wanker, people have kind of dropped off them. But I think they're still putting out some good music. And so, well done, Megadeth, and don't ever write off a band's later albums, ladies and gents. Get through them all like we're doing. Stick it out to the end. Anyway, we got a new All Them, well, new to us, All Them Witches, and then maybe even a brand new one coming up soon. So let's go and have a listen, Scotty, and let's try and check back in. We always say it, but let's try and check back in a little sooner than we have been.
Right.
Enjoy your happy Halloween, happy baseball playoffs.
Yeah, well, happy Halloween to you and happy fall.
Happy fall. My God. And let's hope for Japan's sake that Shohei Ohtani keeps doing what he's doing.
Right? Yeah.
All right. And thanks for tuning in, listeners. It's been a pleasure as always. We'd love to hear you back for the next episode. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener. And we'll see you next time.